for preview and why I don't talk about pinball. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel and another episode of This Week, the show where we talk about what happened this week in home arcades, episode 130 episodes. Thank you so much for being here on not only the 130th episode of the show, but the first show of 2024. And yes, I need to change that intro video, but I just wanted to reuse it one more time because I hate it when the holidays are over. And it is officially over, not just because I'm saying so, but because my son went back to the Navy boot camp. And that's kind of the end, right? When all the family members disperse and go back home, that's when it's over. That's when it's actually over. Vacation is over, and you got to go back to work. I've been back to work a few days, but yeah, it's kind of officially official. On the good news, though, while that is sad, and the original, intro will resume, a little bit altered, but it will resume. The non-holiday theme, which is kind of sad. Trust me. The good side is the Cowboys won tonight, so they clinched the number 2 spot in the NFC, and they will have home field advantage and be playing, since the Rams actually won, they're going to be playing the Green Bay Packers. Now, the Cowboys' record in the postseason, not the best, not great. Do I have high hopes? Not really. That's just the way it is. For like 28 years, they really haven't won. They haven't been to a championship game, so they've won like one, maybe two postseason games. Not the best track record in the world, but high hopes. On the downside, yeah, I think it's official. I just lost a monitor in my gold team. So the original brand new monitor that I modded, I swapped out in that cabinet. I got to double check the timestamp. I think it's at least 2 years ago. That monitor has died. I still have, when you turn up the volume, I can still hear that the game is playing. The PCB is still working, but the monitor is dead. So now I am in the valley of indecision. Do I go and put another monitor in this thing, or do I wait for some kind of re-release or something else going on? I really don't know what to do. That literally just happened, guys. That just happened. Another thing that, not necessarily bad, but just something I didn't really account for. Usually you can see I have mostly arcades on in the background. Today was going to be the first day that I actually fired up the Crazy Taxi Cab to have that on in the background. When I do that, I knew I was going to have to turn off the main fan inside the base of the cabinet there because it's really loud. So I unplugged that. I was going to just rock it. I think it'd be fine. It's cool down here. It'd be fine. But there's another fan that's making noise, and that's in the power supply. It's really loud and whining. So I'm probably going to have to swap out that power supply. But I think that's going to be something that should be easy to find. It's a stock power supply. It has been all hacked up. So no Crazy Taxi on in the background. So maybe next week. Okay, so what am I drinking tonight? We're going to continue with the Blanton. I actually just want to go ahead and have another drink. It's the first, we'll call it, we'll christen the new year. I know we did that already, but we're going to do it again. So we're going to have another glass, another healthy pour, a generous pour of the Blantons. So congratulations, we made it. First new show of 2024. And let me know what you're drinking in the chat and in the comments section below. Also, every week we have a poll question. As always, as per our usual arrangement, we have a poll question. So up in the live chat, you'll see there's a poll question, and it is simply this. It's kind of a fun question. What are you most excited for? Out of these 4 options, what are you most excited for? Vote for the thing you're most excited for. Are you Arcade1up, or I'm sorry, My Arcade Products at CES? We're going to talk about that a little bit tonight. Another Arcade1up Mortal Kombat Deluxe, not XL, Deluxe. Like another one. Less pinball talk. And your 4th option, new Arcade1up celebrity endorsements. So which one are you most excited for? Let me know about that in the comment section. And there's only 41 votes. There's no clear winner as of yet. We're going to read those results of the poll at the end of the show. So we talked about what I'm drinking. We talked about the ups and downs, the good and bad, failures in the arcade. But listen, this is all part about owning a home arcade, right? It is what it is. Let's go ahead and talk to everybody that is here in the chat, in the live chat. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. Let's see who won, who took the number 1 spot this week. And it's going to be a repeat winner, Beach Native 78, coming in at 11:52 a.m. That's pretty damn close. I think as soon as I switched over to the StreamYard feed or the website, comment was already there. So that was pretty quick. Quick on the trigger, Beach Native 78. As always, congratulations. You did well. What's up, Foxy in chat? Going through some family stuff right now, so I'll be catching you on the replay. Have a great show. Hashtag 19KFoxNation. I hope everything's okay, man. Hope everything's all right. And, hopefully it's just something little and you can work through it and get on with your night and with your week. Thanks for being here, man. And absolutely catch me on the replay. Biggity Arcades in-house pinball is fun, but limit how much I like to discuss it. I know it's unrealistic as a home arcade product at the current pricing. Game Broker 84, happy Sunday, Fox. Looking forward to the show. Hope everyone has had a great Sunday so far. Hope everybody's had just a phenomenal Sunday. I've had a pretty good one, but you know what's going to make it a little bit better? A super chat. This one is for $2 coming to us from Kevin Clausen. I have a bad back. Don't do it, Fox. Don't do it. I shouldn't. I should be considerate. The man is down, almost out, but I think we're just going to have to finish him off. You know where you're going? You're going to the pit?
Finish him. Molina wins. Flawless victory. Fatality.
Couldn't be helped. It's in the Geneva Convention. We have to do that. That's where you have to go. You know this, man. Vic Vicious, 75. What is going on, Evening Fox? My Buckeyes lost. Michigan is in the natty. Bengals out of the playoffs. No Arcade1up at CES 2024 looking shitey. Hopefully tonight's show makes up for some of it. I'll do the best I can. That's a long. That's Texas also lost. UT is is what it is. Duggar 5150 so much. Thank you so much for being here. As someone who got into this hobby about a year and a half ago, it's starting to feel a little stale. Is there anything other than pinball to be excited about in 2024? Looking forward to the show. I think so. I think it's going to come in the form of product varieties, not so much games, individual games that we've all been waiting for, and longing for, and really, really wanting to add. I don't necessarily think that is what's going to happen this year, but I think we're going to have a good variety of ways to play games, if that makes sense. Products, some rehashes from more than just Arcade1up, but I think they're going to be teetering on the edge of rehash to, revolution. It's crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on in the background. Lots to be excited about, believe it or not. I know it seems a little stale, but I like the fact that we have more than just one arcade or home arcade company to hang our hat on. Random One is here. What's going on? What's up, 19K Fox? Hell yeah! Let's talk about pinball. Should be getting my pinball machine from Extreme Gaming Cabinets in June because my Arcade1up pinball is not great, not improved. They never did anything with it. Not surprising, you have to replace it. Skids, happy Sunday, Fox, man. Drop some arcade knowledge on me. Cheers, brother. Cheers indeed. We got to take a little sip of the good stuff tonight. Just like Mom used to make. Gino7823 Iffy says, happy Sunday, everyone. Curious on the CES. I'll let you know right now, I don't have any blockbusters, no doorbusters, nothing crazy. We're going to talk about some of the stuff I think you may have seen in other shows. But I'm interested in some of the products that are coming that we don't know. CES is going to be interesting. We're talking about it because I'm going to be there. Dan Z, what's going on? 19K Fox. Hello, Fox, Wink, Punch. Yeah. Thanks for being here, man. Awesome. Jay is also here. Hey, 19K Fox, happy final regular season NFL day. That's right. Today was it. What do you hope to see at CES? What would you be disappointed about if they aren't showing stuff we are expecting? Unfortunately, I think my disappointment has already sort of set in. We know most of these companies are not going to be there. I did reach out to Unico. They're not going to be there in any way, shape, or form. I was kind of hoping to maybe see something from their MVSX line, but there's nothing new there. Like we've heard before from other YouTubers, other people that are in the industry and know more, it's expensive to go to CES. And so not everyone's going to go there, but my arcade is going to go there. So we're going to talk about that a little bit later. I knew I forgot something. I was going to bring something and I forgot to bring it down. Forgive me. Please forgive me. Jason, Lil Leyland, hope your week has been stellar. Pretty close. Not bad. Catch you tonight and monkeys might fly out of my butt. Let's hope not. That would be painful. Gotham City Arcade. What up, Battle Kanye? What? We're talking about it tonight. I know you thinking that it's all gone, and Arcade1up, I know you're thinking it's all gone. It's not. The internet lives forever. The Rights Retrocade. Hey, brother, great stream topics. And I'm a dog with a bone. Barroom tour anytime soon. As soon as I get the bar room rocking. Absolutely. Not even going to do it on a separate channel. 19K Fox. Well, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm 19K Fox. Paul is saying, hey, 19K Fox, I keep coming back because you don't talk about pinball and about to drop the others who are trying to take over the space with it, especially the never-ending At Games Echo Chamber. Don't give up hope on some of your favorite content creators. I will say this. Pinball can be divisive. We're going to talk about it a little bit more in the show, but it's also new for people that are just getting into it. And the lack of other topics to talk about is why maybe they're focusing about it. But that's not going to be the only focus. Now, listen, if I'm wrong, if that's been their total focus and they don't ever change and that bores you, I understand. It is what it is. If I start doing something you don't like, I expect you to drop me too. Once again, nature of the beast. It is what it is. But we'll talk about that a little bit later as far as some of my personal feelings about that. But I would say, don't give up hope just yet. A trend fanatic, hey, Fox and people, nothing going on the GTP yet. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks, the Z is holding on strong. I'm telling you, man, the Nissan is where it's at, buddy. I switched over. I left GM behind, and I'm sticking with for Nissan for sure. I may or may not be on the stream later. Hope everyone had a great new year. Man, thank you for being here in any way, shape, or form. Catching me on the replay is just as good as catching me live. Make sure when you're there, smash like and share the stream. It does a world of good. Jay, what's going on? How about the Cowboys, eh? Dak and the team played outstanding ball, and bonus, New York beat Philly. I was shocked. I was actually messaging somebody, and they're like, "Hey, did you catch the score of the game?" I'm like, "Oh, what do you? No, I haven't looked yet. I'm not really what." At that point, it was like 24-0. I'm like, "What the hell's going?" Not good. The corner Kate is in the house, swinging by my corner of the internet, saying, "What's up, everybody? Good to see you, man." 720 Eric says, "Good day to you, Fox. Man, I wish I had 15 grand to drop on that new Jaws pool." Well, that's part of the issue. We're talking about that a little bit later tonight for sure. AWOL 101. What up, Sarge? Good to see you. John J. Rambo? Are you in the chat? Are you my worst nightmare? Hey, Fox. Here we go. Good to see you, man. Glairzilla. Sup, Fox. Cheers to another fun show. Jefferson's time. Rocket, baby. Rocket. I'm going to have a little more Blantons, but I think I'm probably going to have to, I think what my rule will be, once I get down to the label, I'm going to have to back off and cherish it. Save it. I'll pick up another bottle next week. Actually, next week, well, we'll talk about it a little bit later. I keep jumping to the gun. What am I doing? The Nerd Jock podcast is in the house saying, happy Sunday, Fox. Hope you had a great weekend. I did. I really did. Toxin, how you doing, buddy? Great to see you. Howdy, Fox and chat. Nice hat. Thank you. Made myself. Not really. I bought it. Boo, Two, and Duck. Hello there. Good to see you. Devastator Omega. Cowboys versus Fudge Packers. NFL East Championship. I thought they liked cheese. Saved by Zero. Poor Predator. It's not just for Christmas anymore. I couldn't help it. Man, you know I couldn't help it. I had to give it one more try. Maybe I'll just take that and put different music on it. That may be the opener for a while. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll swap out the music and just do something else and just keep Predator going. I'm actually thinking about maybe for a time we'll swap in a bunch of movies, like manly movies. Manly moments. It's a segment I used to do on my show back when it was called the Bourbon Talks. Maybe I'll just smash that together and make some kind of a cool intro. That would be interesting. I think maybe. I'm not sure. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments section below while I read this super chat for $5. Gaming for God. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat. Hey, Fox, time for the Bills to squish the fish. My brand new one died in about a year. Oh, you're talking about this as well, Fox, and had to replace it. Yeah, so I replaced the monitor originally because it was garbage. It was a TN. It had to go. So I replaced it with a brand new monitor, and it lasted for a while. It really did. It lasted for a while. But unfortunately, it had to go. It had to die. I mean, it didn't have to. I didn't want it to, but it did. What can you do? Perfect. Always keeping it twisted is a twisted one with a $2 super chat. Almost said it wrong. Let's go, Cowboys. Have a good show. Thank you so much for your $2 super chat, brother. Always a pleasure. Thank you for being here. You know what you're getting. Here you go. Thanks again for being here, man. Sir Sega is also here in the house saying Nova Blast has my attention. That is also far. It's a good point. Miss G, Tammy, how are you? Good to see you. Good evening, Mr. Foxy. Great to see you, ma'am. Oh, as always. Jay Sauce says, hey, Fox, your Cowboys are in first place. The Eagles lost to the Giants. Crazy, right? But they're the second place. They won the division, but they're second place in the NFC. So the stupid freaking 49ers. What can you do? But wait, they won, didn't they? Wait a minute. Now you got me thinking. What are we talking about? No, we're the number 2 seed. Right? Let me see. You got me thinking now. Does that mean no? Because the record is tied and they beat us, so I think they still got the number 1 seed. We should be number 2. Give us just a second. It's now NFL talk here on the 19K Fox channel. Standings. I'm checking the app right now, just to make sure that I'm not losing my brain. AFC, you got the Ravens on top, and then Cowboys are just they have the same records as the 49ers, but they won, so they went out. So hey, second place ain't bad. But I did hear one time, if you're not first, you're last. I don't know. Joe, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Always good to see you, man. Thank you so much for being here. Who else is in? Thumper Squid, Coin Pusher, and Claw Machine. Good suggestions. Almost as good as a $5 super chat. This one comes to us from Vic Vicious for $4.99. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat. Your poll has MK Deluxe as an option. I want XL version or anything new. That's why I put it in there. You know why? You know exactly why. It's because I'm trying to mess with you. And the hits just keep on coming. This one comes in the form of a 5-finger, not a death punch, but a $5 super chat. This one comes to us from Rocky Castello. Thank you so much for your $4.99 super chat. No one wants to watch real arcade content. It's just at the YouTubers bragging and showing off their machines. No one wants to watch real arcade content. It's just at the YouTubers bragging and showing off their machines. I don't know what you mean. It's just at the YouTubers bragging and showing off their machines. So nobody wants to watch the content. They just want to watch the YouTubers bragging and showing off their machines. Well, that's basically what this channel is. It's a show and tell. Thanks again for your super chat, man. I always appreciate all the super chats. It really helps out the channel, everybody. IEN is also here saying 19K Fox got more toys than his kids. Yes. You know why? I'll tell you why. Kids these days don't even like toys. They just want PlayStation 5 and a giant, amount of money in their store credits. It's not like it used to be back in the day. And trust me, I got lots of toys. I got stuff. I got to show you. There's going to be like another game room tour. All kind of stuff on the walls now. I don't know if you can see it over there. Kind of see it on the shelf there. It's not enough on the shelf. It's a PlayStation 1 on the shelf. So yeah, got lots of crap, lots of stuff. And my man P-Dub saying it like it is. Isn't all YouTube just show and tell? Possibly, potentially. All right, everybody, thank you so much for being here. Make sure you jump up in the poll and jump up in the chat and answer the poll question. 113 votes. What are you most excited for? My arcade products at CES, another Arcade1up Mortal Kombat Deluxe. I know, right? Less pinball talk. And of course, what about those new Arcade1up celebrity endorsements? Let me know what you think about that, everybody. All right. So everybody, you got your drink. We talked about the poll question, and let's go ahead. We got to roll into the first topic. Pinball. More specifically, why I don't talk about it. There has been a few questions of late saying, hey, Fox, why don't you talk about pinball? Others in this space are talking about pinball. You don't seem to cover it all. What's up? What's the deal? Are you making some kind of moral stand against the tidal wave that is pinball? Are you fighting against the man, the stern man? No, that's really not it at all. But we're going to talk about some of the reasons why maybe I don't really get into it as much. So let me just start off basically by saying this. I like pinball. I don't love pinball. Let's look at the most recent release by Stern. And this thing is definitely one of those awesome movie tie-ins that I enjoy immensely. It is Jaws. Stern has announced a new Jaws, and you can see it's already sold out. Limited edition Jaws pinball is sold out, and I know that there's a whole nother way you can get these things. You can find them out there, but it's just not something that's going to be doable for you right now as far as going to their website and picking this thing up. And that's a shame. Or I guess it's great for Stern, because look at the price tag. $13,000 for, I believe this is a limited edition, right? You're talking about I don't know if this is a premium machine. No, I'm sorry. It's not a premium. It's limited edition. Therefore, it's the most expensive version. This one, I think, spikes the needle for me because I think usually these things are 10 to 11,000. Now we're looking at 12,999, plus you got shipping and all that stuff, right? So $13,000 is crazy. Now, I know these things are full-blown real arcade machines, meaning that they are coin-operated. You can buy these, put them in your arcade, and begin to make money with these things. These aren't just old machines in the back of somebody's house or in some old bar that closed down and you're buying these things. That's not the way it goes. These are brand new machines that can produce money for you, make money for you. I get it. But $13,000 is, just for me, crazy. But to be fair, that is on the high end. That's on the high end. And some people would just say, that's just way too much money. I can't get into that. I mean, it's really cool to look at, but just because it's expensive doesn't mean you just don't talk about it. You don't talk about it. Well, it's too expensive, I'm not going to talk about it. We talk about a lot of things that are expensive that we don't necessarily buy. There's stuff out there that we talk about all the time that I don't buy. There's a lot of Arcade1ups that I didn't buy because they were too expensive. Time crisis? Come on, raise your hand. Anybody? Yeah, you see what I'm saying? That's the way my logic kind of applies. But I did talk about it. So why don't I talk about pinball? And is it just because they're all $13,000? Not necessarily. If you go back to the Stern website, you see that there's a really cool Star Wars Comic Home Edition. This is only I'm gonna try to say it without laughing. It's only $5,000. Damn, it's expensive. Now, we talk about this all the time with Arcade1ups and the compromised machines that are the Arcade1ups, right? We talk about $200, $500, $800, all these price points all over the place, and what you're getting for the money. And I've always said these are compromised machines. You're going to have to make some sacrifices. You're not getting a CRT and all this stuff, right? We've been over that a bazillion times, a bazillion and one. In fact, when we're talking about pinball, that's really not necessarily the case. You're not doing any kind of compromising when you get something like this. This is the real deal. This is the full-blown, the bad mamma jamma. And for that, you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay top dollar. Now, what is involved in purchasing this? Well, besides the money, you're looking at a big expense of just getting it into your home. These things don't break down that far. I think when they're brand new, you got to put the legs on, and then the back box folds down. So the assembly process is not that bad, but there are pretty heavy, and there's a lot of moving parts on the inside. And you're talking about a lot of physical moving parts. These things are mechanical for the most part, which is incredibly cool. It harkens back to the original pinballs from back in the day. That's something they all share in common. But that's also potential failure points, right? The great thing about an LCD and a single board PCB is that it's all like one piece and it's all solid state. There's no moving parts. It's, rare that if they do break, you just got to swap out parts. You can't really fix anything. That's not the case with pinball machines. It's a little bit different. Can be a little bit intimidating for sure. But if you just want to say, listen, okay, that's the new stuff, Fox. There's a used market out there. Let's check that out. Well, some pinball machines in my area, here's what they're going for. If you want to get your hands on one of those cool Godzilla machines that just came out, you're still looking at paying $9,000. Now, I pulled these off the internet today, Facebook Marketplace. You may have better deals in your area, but you're looking at $9,000 for a Godzilla Premium. That's fairly recent, just came out. Elvira and the Party Monsters pinball. I don't think this is the one that P-Dubs wants. I think this is the one that he talks about Elvira, but it's a different pinball machine. Now, I'm not even sure what the age is on this, but it's $5,500. And the cheapest pinball that I could find, legit pinball that is working, that I could find in my area, clocks in at $3,000, and it's Midway, but I have no idea. Oh, I'm sorry, it's Williams, but I have no idea what the hell it is. I have no clue. It's pinball with the plane on the front. There's a title. I lost interest. It's $3,000. By comparison, if you talk about the arcade machines that I'm into, that you're probably into, and I'm not talking about Arcade1ups, we know what those price ranges are. But if you want to get into a real arcade machine from back in the day, you want to bring that home, the top tier games from back in the day top out at around $3,000. Now, this is going to be, depending on what you're really looking at, there are some exceptions to every rule. But if you want to go out and find a Smash TV in great condition, you're going to be about $3,000. That's about where you're going to be. If you want to try to find I've actually got one saved now. I already have a Star Wars trilogy, but there's another one in my area, and it's in great shape. It's the upright. It's not the deluxe. The deluxe is way too big. That thing is, I think it's right at $3,200 now. And it's Star Wars trilogy in great shape, fully functional. The thing looks awesome. Those are going to be your top tier arcade machines. Most of the stuff's going to be $1,000, $1,500. If you're like me and you don't mind getting your hands dirty, you can get a deal around $300 or $400 or $500, and then go to town, start replacing parts and get to work. But you want to go get Killer Instinct, a real one, $2,000. This is just where we're at. So I think while those prices are not cheap, I'm never going to say $1,000 is cheap, or $2,000 or $3,000. But when our hobby is topping out around $3,000, let's say, let's just say, let's see, you buy all your Arcade1ups, they're way less than 3,000. You got your eye on a couple real machines that are hard to find. Yeah, let's say 3,000. That doesn't even come close to what they're asking. The current asking prices for new pinball machines at $13,000, or used machines around 9 to 5, even 3, for a no-name machine that I don't even know if it's any good. And it could be, I have no idea. So that's where I'm at. I said at the top, I like pinball. I don't love pinball. Pinball's fun. I can have a lot of fun with pinball, especially when I'm with a group of guys that are really into pinball. And if it's a good place that has a ton of machines, lots of variety, it's easy to get into some of these machines. Some of these machines with like multi-layer play fields, like you get an upper portion here, and there's something to drop below that, and there's like a clear Lexan piece, and you can see, but it's cool. It's really, really cool. And it's fun to play. But because I lack I'm just gonna be honest with you, I lack the funds to bring one of these home. If I had just super high end, super disposable income, and I could maybe splurge and spend $5,000 and bring one home, it would be cool to have one. I mean, to consider yourself a home arcade, let's say an arcade enthusiast who wants to recreate as much of the arcade experience at home. A real pinball machine would absolutely add to that. My arcade is it's a little smaller than it used to be. But if you had the room, it would make a lot of sense to be able to snag a reasonably priced pinball machine and have that in the corner, and complete the overall feel and the look and the sounds of a real arcade. So I get all the reasons why people talk about it and they're into it and they dig it. But for me, I lack the funds and I lack the knowledge. If I had maybe a little more knowledge, maybe if I had a deeper knowledge and appreciation of pinball, I could talk about it more with you. But I just not that into it. And that's really as simple as it is. I'm not trying to make some stand. I'm not going to try to buck the system or fight the wave of the pinball machines and blah, blah, blah. It's fine. I think if you're into it, that's awesome. And that's great. Unfortunately, as of right now, I don't have a lot of plans to cover pinball because I'm just not that into it. And I do think it's kind of cost prohibitive. I know that some of these machines that I bring home, these big machines, are also not everybody's going to be into them because it's not easy to have a truck and rent a trailer and drive 8 hours to get a machine and come home and it's really heavy and all that. I mean, we've been through that before. That's the appeal of the Arcade1ups, the games, the iArcades, all this stuff. That's why we gravitate towards those machines. That's why this hobby has grown, because the barrier of entry has been lowered now. It's easier for people to get into it because they can pick up an iArcade. No, they can't do that anymore, can they? Oh, sorry, rip. But they can pick up an Arcade1up at a store or online, and it's small, and you can get it for $500-ish, and a lot more people can get into the hobby. But me not covering a topic is not a slight on the topic. So just because I don't cover pinball doesn't mean I have some vendetta against pinball. I'm just not that into it. But like anything, there are exceptions to every rule. This machine, when I played it in Cleveland, was pretty cool. Now, is it just the brand that I'm into? I mean, I do like AC/DC, the music. That does make it. I mean, the Foo Fighters are really good. I mean, I like the Foo Fighters band, but I was not as into their machine as this one. And I can't necessarily tell you why. But there was something about the AC/DC pinball machine that I really dug. I really enjoyed. It did have the play field that was a little hot in there. I think they had the multi-layer play field. The music was just rocking. I mean, that was so cool. The look of this is really good. I know most people like the chrome, and usually I do, but the red was really sick on this machine. So am I going to go run out and get one? No, I'm not doing that. But if I was ever to see one at a reasonable price, potentially, maybe I would think about getting a little AC/DC. But hey, listen, for something like that, to happen, I'd probably have to be, I don't know, thunderstruck. Moving right along to CES predictions. Not really predictions, just what I'm anticipating there. What am I going to see? What are we going to see together? Because that's right, kids, I'm going. And it's all because of you. And people like Bob coming in with a $5 super chat. What's going on, buddy? Thank you so much for your $5 super chat. I'm cool playing 10% paying 10% that Stern costs for a 4K at Games pinball machine, just waiting for the right IP. I agree with you. That's about where I'm at. Compromised machines we talked about, right? It's like you're paying 1/10 the price for a 4K V pin. It's not real pinball. But for me, and from the sounds of it, for you, it's close enough.
Finish him. Scorpion wins. Fatality.
Ooh, that's got to hurt. Stings a little bit. Get some ointment on that. I'm sure you'll be fine. Moving on to the CES announcements, some of the stuff we're going to be talking about. Not a lot of stuff, unfortunately, to talk about because most of these companies that we cover on the regular basis here aren't going. They're just not going. But My Arcade has actually come up with, they've shown us a few things, some teasers, and we're going to talk about it. Now, I'm really only going to talk about My Arcade now, but a little bit later. I'm going to be on B Kong's show. Kong's R Us, we're going to be talking about CES a little bit more in detail because we're going, those guys are going to put up with me. I'm going with them to CES, and I can't wait to see what's going on. Yes, we're going to talk about pinball. We're going to be doing some pinball at CES, but there's more stuff there. And yeah, Asus, they're not making a candy can. But if they are, damn it, I'll be there to check it out. Let's go over to My Arcade, and if you don't really know who these people are, I was mad because I forgot to bring one of their devices down. I have the Contra handheld. My Arcade is a company that has made some sketchy stuff in the past, but they've made some pretty cool stuff. I follow them on Facebook. You can also follow them, I'm sure everywhere else, Instagram and X and all that good stuff. But I do follow them. And Grown Up are the what is he, the X Arcade, X Gen Grown Up X Gen. I forget the name of the channel. They seem to cover this a lot, so they have a good, I think, working relationship with My Arcade, and so they're gonna be there, and they're gonna have some products. They're gonna actually have something there. Now, the Contra machine, or the Contra handheld, is a purpose-built machine. It only has 2 games on it, but I dig the form factor. I mean, I'm a PSP fan, so I like the form factor. I like the build quality; is really good. It's the screen isn't the best in the world. I'm not sure that's a real IPS display. I'm not exactly sure, but for the most part, I get my Contra fix. But I got to say, I like the NES versions more than the arcade. It is what it is. It is what it is. But the arcade ROMs are actually on it. So that's cool. So one of the first images that they brought out, and the original image is up in the left-hand corner there, the black image, the blacked out image. But what is, I forget, I don't know why I'm messing up their name. X-Gen, Grown Up X-Gen, X-Gen Grown Up. Why am I messing up their name? I feel like a jerk. Anyway, they did a great job of taking this picture and trying to change the color and saturation to make it pop a little bit. I did the same thing. I gave it a shot. I think they did a little bit better than I did, but this is basically what you're looking at. If you mess with the saturation and the brightness and contrast and all that, you can see a better look at this. Now, I kind of at first thought that this was like a countercade. You got your little 4 holes there that looks like they're bolting down a control panel, and that's what this is. How big is it? I'm not really sure. It looks like it could be roughly the size of a 3/4 scale cabinet, though. The more I look at this, the more I think this is not going to be like an 8-inch, 10-inch little wide panel. Yes, yeah, Gen X Grown Up. Thank you so much. I really I didn't mean any disrespect. So that was just thank you for correcting me. But yeah, so this looks like it could be. I thought that maybe the side panels that we see kind of curve up, and I'm thinking in my head, okay, this is like a countercade. This could be just a standalone controller you plug into your TV that has a bunch of different games on it. Multicade, basically a small multicade in your lap, that you would plug into a TV. It could be a countercade, but I don't really see. I thought that I would see that side panel kind of slope upward. I just don't see that. I don't see that. So I'm thinking this could just be something to kind of you could think of like a couchcade, only way better, no beanbag on the bottom for sure. So that I really want to check that out because of the number pad. I know that's something that really kind of sticks out, but you've got all the basic buttons here. I think that red button there, is that a volcano button? I'm not sure, but of course you got your joystick, your buttons, and then of course you have a spinner. So looks like another multicade thing. The access to the number pad is going to be kind of awkward, but it is what it is. So just looking at that, don't really know what it is. But yeah, could be. Yeah, I see some people saying bar top. It's possible. Could be a bar top. Could be like a standard bar top with maybe a 17-inch monitor. It's possible, and that would be something new that, from My Arcade. They haven't really gone that big yet, I don't believe. All their stuff's been pretty small. So it would be interesting, but I'm not a huge fan of multicades. I like more of purpose made devices that are specifically made for the games that are on them. So this looks like a very, very, I mean, it could be a super all-encompassing multicade, and that would be cool for those that are into it. Got to see the original form factor. Hopefully we will see this under glass or maybe even playable at CES. So that'll be awesome. The next one is like a pole position driving wheel. This and in my mind, I think it's going to be like this this other image next to you. This is one of the products they make. I don't really like these. They're kind of course, they're simulating the arcade look. It's not very comfortable to use. So I like just the Game Boy. I'm sorry, not the Game Boy, but the PSP shaped devices that they make. I like those much better. This is what I think this is. Just looking at it, it's probably going to be something like that. A little steering wheel with a little shifter. Is that going to be fun playing on a little 2-inch screen? It's going to be cool for putting on your desk, I guess. But here's the problem. And this is something they really need to consider. All these companies making these little desk stuff things, these little arcade representations. You're making these things for 50, 60, 70 bucks. Remember, we still have, I'm pointing over here, you can't see, we still have New Wave toys out there, and they're 1/6 scale, and they're really, really nice. And I think people are willing to spend about 150 bucks to get something extremely close to the original. Looks a little bit bigger than what we see right here. So while this is a lot cheaper, it looks a lot cheaper. So if you have a collection of these small My Arcade mini arcades, I'd be a cool addition to that. That's fine. But for me, I'll keep looking on. This interests me a lot. Now we know if you go back to this first page, you know that they came out with the Atari, whatever they're calling it, which is a really cool. I mean, you can see the controllers. This looks really cool. I like this. I haven't pulled the trigger on this just yet, but it's another one of those set-top boxes. And I think the reviews for this have been overwhelmingly positive, I do believe. So it is what it is. But this here hints at something different. Now, obviously, it looks like this first picture on the left looks like the sort of joypad you see over here. So I'm getting that same vibe. Different color rings. So is this going to be just a different device? Is it going to be a different console? It sort of looks like, and I have no idea. But if you look at the picture on the right, this looks like some kind of a handheld. So instead of having a set-top box like what we have here, this plugs into the TV, and you have your controllers. And I believe they glow red. The ring around those is red, but you see this is like a yellow or an orange. What if this is a handheld, and you can plug in a controller to it for a second player controller, or Sega Nomad style, you could plug this into your TV, or I guess the better reference would be Nintendo Switch. You could take this on the go, or you can plug it into your TV. That could be interesting. Now, what kind of monitor are we looking at? What kind of screen is going to be in this bad boy? Probably like some kind of an 8-inch. I think if you go any smaller than that, it's kind of like, what's the point? If they come up with like a 6-inch screen, I don't know how that would work. But if it's a cool looking handheld, let's say it's got a little 6-inch display, but it's IPS, and the build quality is at least on par with their handhelds that they have now, maybe a cut above, and you can keep the price around 100, 120. Sure. But if you're competing with like the Evercade, which is kind of a little bit of a different model, I think these are going to have built-in games. I don't know. That competition is out there, but Evercades are not readily available. And those screens are not that big either. So if they come out with some kind of handheld that maybe it's just a handheld that there's no video out, but you can just have this extra controller. But the extra controller to me really hints at some kind of video out, some kind of connection to a TV. So it's a handheld device. You can buy a separate controller, and you have the ability to plug this into a TV. Is it some people are calling something like a Switch, something like even the PSP Go did this with that docking station. It was the same thing. You could pair a PlayStation 3 controller with it. So you could obviously have your PSP, and then you could also plug it into your docking station, which plugged into the TV, and you could actually play stuff on the TV. But I think it would probably be more like the Sega Nomad model. Not so much the Switch model. The Switch would be like a nice deck that would actually attach. You know how the Switch works, right? I mean, you got the docking station, you got the detachable controllers. I think this would be a single unit with a monitor on it, little screen, And the primary use would just be that, a large handheld device. And then the controller would be something extra. And I think the only reason you would need the controller is maybe there's a tabletop mode. Maybe there is no video out, but I guess to somebody's point in the chat, Switch-like, maybe this has a tabletop mode and you can just play it with a friend to get the real Atari feeling, maybe. I guess that's possible. So, yeah, tabletop mode, no video out, but you could play with 2 players if you buy the optional controllers. That's also possible too. Is that something that everybody's jonesing for? I don't know. Depends on the games, right? But if it's just another Atari if it's just another Atari machine, we've already seen that multiple times in different iterations, including the first device that they really made of pretty good quality. And then you have the Atari 50th anniversary collections that are on Switch. So where does this fit in? What are they trying to sell here? What's going to be that price point? Downloadable titles? I don't know. It all comes down to licensing at this day and age. It really is going to be the way to go because there's so many form factors. Even the Switch isn't that super powerful. So it's not really a horsepower battle anymore unless you're trying to compete with PS5. So if you're trying to do this handheld Switch thing, you're going to have to do a lot to distinguish yourself from the Switch. And I think if this is some kind of a portable device with a monitor, with a little screen in it, man, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Once again, you're going to have to distinguish yourself enough from Switch, not just in content and form factor, but in price. If you can go get a Switch for $250 or $300 with an OLED monitor, and this thing is clocking in at $200, it doesn't make a lot of sense. And if you're going to be limited to very specific games, it's not going to make a lot of sense. Only the rabid, crazy collectors might get this. Or how many crazy collectors of this, of My Arcade, are out there? I don't know. But if they have a tie-in with a company, the potential is there. The potential is absolutely there. Now, will that potential be realized? Your guess is as good as mine. So CES is going to be fun. Also, don't forget about Lenovo. I'm a big fan of Lenovo and what they've done with that portable gaming device that they had. I forget what that's called, but I rock Lenovo computers. I've got an old laptop we've had, for, 10 years, still rocking. I put a solid state hard drive in it and the thing just goes. No problems whatsoever. It's a little slow, but everything I buy this Lenovo has never really failed me. No major issues whatsoever. My work PC, my work laptop is also a Lenovo. So I'm excited to see Lenovo there. Sony, this is the consumer electronics side. I'm curious to see what they're going to do. Curious to see if they're going to have any sort of items that work with the PlayStation arm or the PlayStation division of Sony. We'll see. But it is not all sunshine and roses. I know you want it to be. I know you think that it should be. Many people think that it should be. I think it should be. Time to read another super chat. And it is. This one is for $5. Comes to us from C-Mart, the Centertainer. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat. What's up, Fox? The pack and the love train coming to Jerry's world, baby. And the Bears still suck. Mad respect to you, brother. Go, Pack, go. It's going to be a great game. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to give you crap or have you give me crap. Come on. It's the Cowboys. Thank you so much for your super chat, buddy. And a reminder that I got other fans in here that ain't fans of the Cowboys. And sometimes apologies are necessary. But in this case, no apology is necessary for Bob dropping another $5 super chat. Sorry. Once again, no need to be sorry. But go ahead. Sorry for the off topic, but I'm still thinking of New Wave Toys. Do you think they will be at CES and hopefully have new products? I don't think they're going to be there, but I don't know that for sure. I doubt they're going to be there though. I think they're more of like on the convention side, the smaller convention side. Remember, CES is expensive, and unless they had some kind of banger, I doubt they're going to be there. But it would be really, really cool to see Shiloh again. That guy's pretty awesome. Thank you so much for $5 super chat, brother. Always appreciated. Here you go.
Perfect. Hyper combo KO. Game's over. Time to call it quits.
I don't know, man. Oh, my tooth, it hurts. Is it an incisor? Is it a molar? I don't know, but I'm going to need a molar medic coming in with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat, brother. Always coming in with the dental wisdom. Speaking of the Packers, go Pack go. Sorry, I missed the start of the stream. Salute. Thank you so much for being here. Anyway, apology, well, accepted, even though you didn't really issue an apology. You just came in with all your violent words of go Pack go. It ain't right. Arcade1up missteps and mysteries. Let's start with the mystery that, spoiler alert, it's been solved. Okay, so here we go. So this kind of happened. I got this message. I don't currently have a Mortal Kombat cabinet from Arcade1up because I am still, maybe I'm the only one. Hashtag free MK4. I'm still rocking it. I'm still trying. I'm still out there advocating for it as much as I can. So I haven't picked up a new Mortal Kombat cabinet in a while. Really, the MK30th was, once I got rid of that one, I was done making my stand. So I wasn't entirely certain of what was going on with the cabinets out there. Have not been online at all since I got rid of my MK30th. So I knew that there were the cabinets were out there and the deluxes were out there and all that. Someone sent me this message saying, "Hey Fox, what is up with the red symbol?" I'm looking, I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. And he's like, well, listen, this was Gaming from God sent me this. He's like, I got the deluxe and it's gold. So I know what the gold is. The regular symbol is the MK30th. I get that. Okay. But what's this red one? And that got my head spinning. So if you don't know what's going on, if you don't know what we're talking about here, different cabinets, when you log on, and I don't think this was originally the case at the time, but if you log on now to fight somebody or just participate in the online leaderboards in any way, shape, or form, the cabinets there's different cabinets that have the same game. So they do that to distinguish themselves just in case your cabinet has some sort of physical advantage, right? So slanted control panels, all that stuff, right? At least I think that's why they do it. I don't know. So like the viewer said, like the message was sent to me, he said that, yeah, the MK30th is the normal emblem you see. The gold emblem is the deluxe. What's the red one? We've seen this in other places too. We know the Killer Instinct, if you're playing in the Killer Instinct tournaments and all that, if you're just in the lobbies, you can see that there's KI and there's KI Pro. You'll have a Pro moniker next to your name. I have the Shaq Jam cabinet. So when you look at me in the leaderboards on NBA Jam, you'll see that I have a Shaq next to my online name. That's just the way they distinguish all these different cabinets. So I didn't know. I didn't know the answer. The only thing I can think of currently out there, because no other MK cabinet is actually Wi-Fi enabled, is I thought that maybe this was the classic, but I didn't know. It would suggest if this was if this was somebody that was part of the beta program and they were testing new hardware, I guess more specifically a new PCB, it would have a different moniker. So I started digging. I couldn't find Pizza Pie on the app at all, but I found this guy who had Pizza Time. And this sort of further confirmed my suspicion when I clicked on Pizza Time. I don't even know if it's the same guy, but I sent him a friend request, and I was going to ask him if his online handle had changed or if this was it or whatever. And he actually has a classic cabinet. So that kind of further okay, well, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. Turns out we had that confirmed earlier. That this, I think by Thor KC, I think confirmed this to Michael B. That's my source on that, is that, yes, if you have the classic cabinet, you have a red emblem. So that's what it is. And it's a damn shame because I think a lot of us were hoping for some kind of a Mortal Kombat XL that was being beta tested right now, and that was going to come out, and that was going to be the new emblem, and that would have been awesome. What are they going to do moving forward? I think it would be cool if they continue the trend of, if you have an XL cabinet, it has a separate moniker like Shaq, KI is, you have KI and you have KI Pro. The thing that's different is going to be your Golden Tee cabinet. The 3/4 scale didn't have online capabilities. I'm pretty sure. No, it didn't have, it was part of that third generation. It didn't have online capabilities, but mine does. The XL does. So there's no need to distinguish it from any other cabinet unless they come out with something different. So I think that if they come out with an XL, if they continue with the XL form factor, they should definitely do that. One thing I didn't check, though, was Pac-Man. I didn't check my Pac-Man XL to see what that has. I got to check that out. But I hope they continue that moving forward. So the mystery, unfortunately, is solved, and it's time to move on to a misstep. A massive, massive, big old misstep. So if you watch the channel for any length of time last month, a couple weeks ago, we talked about the party's over for Mortal Kombat, not for Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat party continues. The party's over for Arcade1up. Coasting on fumes, just kind of coasting by on what you've done in the past, living off of remakes is not going to work anymore. You have got to do something different. You've got to work hard. You've got to push forward. In that video, that live stream, that many thought was sort of, I don't know, me giving him a hard time, a rant per se, which I don't think I would disagree. Part of that was also advisory. I said, listen, I think what you should do is completely kill your social media budget, your community outreach budget, kill it. You're not good at it. It doesn't work for you. You haven't figured it out in 5 years. You're not going to. You're a lost cause. So get rid of it completely. You're done. And just focus on making good games. So they decided to not take that advice and continue randomly putting stuff out there on their social media platforms, which for the most part is fine. Put stuff here, put stuff there, that's fine. And speaking of putting stuff here and putting stuff there, you should put this thought in your brain. It's great advice. Dispensing by Snowdubs the man. Follow Fox on the gram. It's what all the kids do. They call it the gram over there on the Insta and whatnot. Follow me. Also like this video and whatnot. So Arcade1up decided to, they saw their product in a celebrity's Instagram feed. And they decided to, wow, that's cool. And you know what? This is what they said. I'm going to tell you what they said, because I was a fly on the wall. This is what they said. They said, celebrity with our product, repost everywhere. Man, put it on X and put it on Facebook, put it on Instagram. Yeah, look at us. Woo! Celebrity with our... Problem is, the celebrity was Kanye West. Now, I'm not going to get into my personal opinions on Kanye West. I think that there's times I've agreed with him and times I have strongly disagreed with him. The strongly disagreed portion of my opinion of Kanye West has definitely come recently, because he decided to adamantly go on a show, vehemently just sort of proclaim that he's a fan of the bad guy from World War II. Now, the reason I have to say it this way is because I think YouTube would probably issue a strike on the channel or flag me in some way. So we're gonna talk a little bit cryptically, but I'm gonna show you not just the post, but my reaction. Now, if you go to Arcade1up social media now, you're not gonna find it. They realized within about 3 or 4 hours that this was really, really bad. It was really bad. And it's thanks to you for helping them realize it, because your comments were not that great. Here's the post. So we're going to look at it on the Arcade1up Instagram, and we're going to look at it on their Facebook. Same post. And it was just a post by Kanye West. And basically it was, that's my girlfriend, whatever. On the side, you see the infinity game table. Now, some people have pointed out, okay, that's the home screen. That's like the boot up menu. That's not just the home screen. So is this planted? Is this fake? Is it just laying there and they've photoshopped that image on there? Or did they just turned it on real quick, threw it in the shot, took the picture, and this was totally sponsored and rigged and all that? I have no idea. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know how all this went down. But I do know that if you look at their original post on Instagram and on Facebook, which I'm sorry, I can't expand this because they deleted everything. It says the Infinity Game Table presented by Arcade1up featuring at Kanye West. So they added Kanye West. How did this happen? I don't know. Did it happen organically? Did it happen the way I just said, where it just happens to be in there? She was playing it. She put it down to take a quick picture and then went on about her day. Maybe she was just starting up the tablet. I have no idea. I don't know. But I do know that at the very least, and I think most of you can agree with me on this, at the very least, Kanye West is a lightning rod for controversy. I think that's fair to say. So any brand should be risk averse and not want to take chances and affiliate yourself with someone who is a lightning rod for controversy on any side of the political spectrum. I don't care about that. I'm not asking you how you voted. I'm not even talking about which way he's pissed off which people. He's pretty much pissed off everybody at this point. And I think that personally, I think that he's probably mentally unstable. I think the guy probably needs help. But he said some of the worst stuff out there, and it wasn't like off the cuff, like paparazzi caught him saying it. He said on interviews and said some of the worst stuff. He celebrated that bad guy from World War II. Okay? And that political group, the N-word, and I'm not talking about that N-word, I'm talking about the bad guys in World War II. Talking about how he liked them. Now, I know most people don't pay attention to this stuff because you're too busy gaming, or you don't care about this crap, or you don't even know who Kanye West is, and that's fine. I've seen those comments like, "Who cares? What are you talking about? What's wrong? What's the problem here? I don't know who this guy is, or this girl, or what's going on. I have no idea." It's not for you. It's for the people that know him, and the people that know him don't like him. Most of them anyway. Like I said, I mean, you can be sympathetic to the guy and think he's mentally deranged and needs some help. But he's said some horrible, horrible things, enraged a lot of people. And it's just the worst person to get in bed with or associate your company with in any way, shape, or form. Now, to have it just pop up in Kanye West's feed on his Instagram without their knowledge is one thing. They can't help that. It is what it is. But like I said, they said, "Ooh, celebrity, our product." And they reposted it. They reposted and they tagged Kanye in it and they put it everywhere. Man, it was everywhere. Facebook and Instagram. Woohoo! Awesome. Well, you didn't let me down, and you didn't hold back your feelings, and I'm glad you didn't. So here's the original post on Instagram. Like I said, all this stuff's been taken down, and I wanted to capture for posterity some of your reactions. And you can read them right there for yourself. So the first comment is, "So you support a guy who loves the bad guy from World War II. Weird flex." Yeah, kind of odd, right? What are you doing, bro? And that's the last time Arcade1up gets my money. Bummer. And this is what I'm talking about. The people that actually know who Kanye West is and what he's done, and the people that buy from you, that are in your feed, that are subscribed to you, or they follow you, you're pissing them off. You are creating enemies unnecessarily. There was no reason to do this. And it just continues. Yeah, probably not the best move. Damn, Kanye looks different these days. That was pretty funny. And what a bad move. So that was not rays of sunshine, not glorious praise, not ooh neat. Conway is neat. I will buy your stuff now. That didn't happen at all. Not even close. In fact, the hits just kept on coming. If you go over to Facebook, once again, this was taken down by Facebook. I had to kind of clip these and pick these out. The hits just keep on coming. David's not impressed. This was hilarious. At first, I thought that Carl missed the whole point. He says, "My issue with Arcade1up is them shipping flawed products without more than 3 months support. My pinball went out 5 months in, and I'm having to buy parts for it also. Kanye is an anti-Semite." That's working at. Oh, by the way, what? It's not good. You couldn't have picked one celebrity to peddle your stuff besides Kanye West. Another comment: "Is this really a good idea?" Another comment: "Adidas dumped hundreds of millions of dollars in sneakers to avoid being associated with him. Great marketing move." Once again, hitting it out of the park. Another comment: "No need to associate with the bad guys from World War II." It's such a hot button issue, guys. I'm not even sure I can say it on YouTube without suffering some kind of weird consequence, right? Just saying it. But the hits keep on coming. Of course, we're wearing a Burzum shirt, a known Neo bad guy from World War II. Used to be a good family-friendly This gets me. This comment from Austin is like, man, I think some of these are they're not just bagging on you, right? These are some heartfelt comments. Used to be a good family-friendly company. Now it's questionable pictures and associating with bad guys from World War II lovers. Do better, idiots. It's like, what are you doing? Also, F that douchebag. But this probably ties the whole thing up, right? This last comment from Mark. April Fool's is still 4 months away, guys. There goes your core customers. So you just couldn't help yourself. Just when I thought you couldn't get any dumber, you go and do this. Something dumber. You know, you can't help somebody who won't help themselves. This is absolutely stupid. This was unnecessary. This was ridiculous. It would be better just to be silent. Do what you normally do. Just post pictures and images and video clips of your product. But instead, you're so blind that all you saw was, ooh, celebrity. What is wrong with you? Are you trying to torpedo your own company? I mean, this is one of those obvious things. It's not even close. It's not like, oh, the president's, you know, got a Wheel of Fortune freaking casino-cade. Okay, all right. Even Republicans can laugh at that. Whatever, that's fine. And I don't like the casino-cade, but you tied it in with Wheel of Fortune. It was even on one of the commercials for the show. Makes all the sense in the world to tie that together. It's direct tie-in, right? Direct licensing agreement. All made sense. This was so unnecessarily stupid. There's no words for me. There's no help for you. There's no hope for you. So once again, please stop. Get help. It's the Michael Jordan meme. Try to avoid people that are fans of Adolf. Just I'm really giving you a lot of leash here. I'm really setting the parameters pretty wide. Can you just maybe do that? Did you try maybe that? This isn't even like some kind of weird woke question. This is just like, hey, stupid, don't walk into traffic with your eyes covered and your earbuds in. I just don't know how a company can be this disconnected from reality. You knew enough that he was a celebrity, but you didn't bother to Google the guy to see what's he been up to lately. 3 weeks ago, not a year ago, 10 years ago. I ain't talking about his divorce from Kim Kardashian. This is all gossip stuff. I don't care about that. But he's been incredibly offensive to whole swaths of people. So, once again, my advice to you continues. Stop doing all of the things and just make good products, because you're losing fans. You're losing customers. And it's not, at this point, it's not even just because of your products. It's because you're not, now it's not just your poor outreach, but it's your offensive outreach. I mean, you can't fix stupid. And unfortunately, it's possible at this point that Arcade1up may not be fixed. But you know what's going to make me feel better about the whole thing is a $10 super chat. This one comes through from Ezekiel Chicago Retro Ranger. Thank you so much for your $10 super chat. What's up, my brother? How are you? Have a great show. Cheers. I'm on a bit of a rant, but you know what? I'm doing better.
Can't you do any better? This is the overlord!
Continuing to throw me that lifeline to pull me out of this hole of despair is Rocky Castillo with another $5 super chat. Thank you so much for your $5 super chat, man. I really do appreciate it. It helps out the channel a ton. 1UP supports Kanye, yet the employees are mostly Jewish. What a misstep. Yeah, once again, maybe, just maybe, you should have thought that one through. And even more great advice from the Mola Medic himself, $5. This is a good one. Well, Arcade1up is done. Might as well go out with a bang, eh? Arcade1up doesn't even deserve an RIP anymore. You don't even want him to rest in peace. You just want him to rest. I hate to be this way. I really do. I hate to just rail on them. I love to pick apart their products and talk about the pros and cons and all this and get really scientific on them and have well thought out, well formulated discussions. But unfortunately, it's almost impossible at this point to, I think, make a dent. But you know what's going to make a dent for me in this channel is a $10 super chat. This one comes from Jason Lil Alien. Thank you so much for your $10 super chat, brother. Really do appreciate it. 19K Fox with the stick of truth tonight. Good for you, brother. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. I do appreciate it. And you know who else appreciates you appreciating me and helping me? It's Be Calm.
Thanks for supporting Fox.
Absolutely. Thank you for supporting Fox. Thank you for supporting me and everything that I do. I know tonight was not easy to hear. I know this was not even comfortable to talk about. But, I mean, once again, I'm trying to save somebody, but I'm not sure that this person, that this entity, that this company wants to be saved, or at this point maybe is even worth saving. Would you look at that?
What the hell?
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up.
That's right. Once again, it is that time to go ahead and wrap it up. Episode 130, guys. Appreciate you being here with me. 130 episodes, cruising on into 2024. Anxious about CES next week. Going to be exciting. Hopefully, I see some really cool stuff. Going to shoot a lot of video and do probably some live streams at night too. Gonna be bunking with the Goof Crew, the Goof Troop. me and B and Justin from Console Kits are going to be rocking. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. But before we go, we got to talk about the poll question. I need to know, what are you most excited about? So the poll question was simply this: 188 votes. Come on, guys, a couple more votes. See if we can get that above 200. What are you most excited for? My arcade products at CES, another Arcade1up MK Deluxe, less pinball talk, and a new Arcade1up celebrity endorsement. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So going in the poll right now, 188 votes. Good, guys. Thank you for participating in a slightly silly poll, but what can I say? It's the first one of the new year. We got CES coming next week. I'm sure it's going to be more fun. Hopefully. So coming in number 4, with only 11%. I can't believe it got 11%. Was new Arcade1up celebrity endorsements. Only 11% of you actually excited about that. Coming in third place was another Arcade1up MK Deluxe. I said that because I thought that maybe the red symbol was going to be another version of the Deluxe. Turns out, I think it's just a classic. Well, I think users confirm that it's just a classic. So, kind of a letdown. Coming in, what's number 1 going to be? Is it going to be My Arcade, or is it going to be Less Pinball Talk? Coming in at number 1 is My Arcade Products. 32%. Actually, this was a tie. Okay, so we had a tie. So we had a tie for first place. I didn't realize this. Unless there's some decimal point I'm not seeing, first place tied. You're equally excited about My Arcade Products at CES and Less Pinball Talk. Okay, I'm not going to read anything into that. I'm not going to read anything into that at all, but I am going to read this final super chat, $5 from Bob. Thank you so much again for your $5 super chat. It is not necessary, but I thank you all the same. Young people thought old folk know his name, and he's cheap book it. Oh, yes. Yes, well, what can you do? It is what it is. God bless the ill-informed. Here you go.
All right, come on, Mike. You can do this. You got this. You got this. Oh! He's down. He's down. He did it. He did it.
That was the day we almost lost Mike. Thank God he's still alive. And thank the Lord for all of you. Thank you so much again, everybody, for being here and hanging out with me. We're not going to stray from the uncomfortable topics. We're not going to let these companies try to do something stupid and then hide it by just deleting posts. It's not going to happen. It's going to live here forever. And hopefully next week, we're going to have a whole bunch of other stuff to talk about. Right now, I'm going to go ahead and shut her down in just a few seconds. And then let's go head on over to Kongs R Us and talk more about CES in a little more detail. Everybody, thank you so much for being here. Checking out the channel. Y'all have a blessed day. Having just a great, productive work week. And I will see all of you right here next time. Peace.